Hello and welcome to Talkin Hearthstone, the podcast where we, talk about Hearthstone. I'm Tito Santana. This is episode 3. So last episode, quite a few things went wrong and I pushed out something to the feed that I probably shouldn't have. Audio was too loud from the game, and with a bunch of things going on in my life, including the streaming event and wanting to get something out there, I pushed out something that wasn't quality. And I'm not saying that I'm going to have the best quality right away. We're working on it, but that was below whatever standard I'm going to have. So I will for sure do better in the future, and not push something like that again. I'd rather not put anything out than put something like that out again. Secondly, I've been doing some promotional stuff on the social medias for the stream week that I'm doing, Tito's Totally Terrific Twitch Takeover. And I made a big mistake. Listener Hearthstoner420 pointed out that I'm trying to engage the hearing impaired community in the show, and I made posts about my event with images that do not have alt text. I always mean to do it. I mean, I do, regardless of whether or not I'm tweeting about the show or content or whatnot, but I forget most of the time. So thank you for the reminder, and I'm going to do my best to remember going forward. Lastly, right now, my goal is to have an episode every Tuesday. I'm hopeful to have out other episodes during the week, including emergency information if it comes out, or exciting news and some of the auxiliary gameplay that I've talked about. But for right now, every Tuesday there will be an episode. Unless something happens health-wise, something like that, I will have that episode done. All right, so far in Hearthstone, we've been playing really well. Our goal is to finish below 5,000 or better this month, and currently we're at about 3,976. Right around there. I think is about right. We will still be happy if we finish below 7,500. It'll still be a marked MMR improvement. But the nice thing is I played a ton of games. I probably played about 400 games. We're playing well. The anxiety is gone. We're not playing with ladder anxiety. As we get closer to, if we have a little losing streak, we will step away or whatnot. But we do our best to try to, just stay calm and focus on the game itself. As I've mentioned last week, there are several different ways to enter the contest to get a standard Perils in Paradise bundle. And one of those ways is to leave us a review on iTunes. And we got a review on iTunes this week by listener Curse7781. And they said, if you are a listener that loves Hearthstone, but is eager to know more about certain decks or how to make better plays, this show dives deep into Hearthstone and helps you become a better player. Tito tries different variations of decks, provides play-by-play commentary each turn so there's an understanding of what makes a class deck stronger for the rest. Hearthstone? Give the show a listen and you might just learn a few more tips to get good at Blizzard's competitive card game. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And obviously that will get you an entry into the bundle giveaway. We also get an email, which is another way to get an entry into the bundle giveaway. And this is from My Lord Chaos. And what My Lord Chaos said is wanted to make a deck suggestion for the show. How about showing off Drilling Rogue, as I think this is a popular deck and can be fun to see in action. Hope you have fun racking up victories, My Lord Chaos. And actually, My Lord Chaos messaged me after the last episode, before I cut out the gameplay, and said that he sent the email before he had listened, and that we had already done this deck, and we played a slightly different version, so we're going to play his deck today. We had played the version with Wishing Well and coin generators. This is just pretty much a straight up excavation rogue, so we'll see how that goes. That'll be what we play today. My Lord Chaos and Curse7781 will, like I just said, be getting entries into the drawing. You still have time. The drawing will take place June 29th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Tito Santana HS. You do not need to be there. You just need to have an entry, and if you win, we will let you know. We are almost done getting our neutral cards out for Perils of Paradise, so they've been interesting. A couple more just dropped a few minutes ago, but I'm hoping that we will have some classes to talk about next episode. I don't really want to focus on all the individual cards, but I do kind of want to talk about the directions that the classes are going, and maybe how older decks might shift and how we might get some new archetypes. So I look forward to getting into those weeds. We do have some breaking news. Nerfs are coming this week. Astral Projectionist, Virus Mode for Ziliax, again, and Reno Jackson, again, are all being nerfed. We don't know what yet, but we know they are being nerfed. We get the little graphic with the red circles. Reno and Virus both still need adjustments. They're just too swingy. Virus would be fine, and I think what I'm hoping they do is remove Reborn, because as it is, yes, it's annoying when it drops down, you have to run into it twice, but when you have to run into it 4 times to clear it, it's just annoying. And when you have to do that multiple times when they regenerate it or whatnot, it's too resilient. And Reno, I hope they do something besides moving it to 10 mana. I'd like to see them clear both sides of the board and limit the space to one side for both slots. So that way when they play it, they can only play one card on their side. The board is cleared. And when you have that one slot, then their next turn they can have a full slot. But I think the card is just too powerful swingy the way it is. All right, so let's talk about today's deck, Excavation Rogue. The key cards are the Excavation package, pretty much the whole theme of the deck. You want to generate your Azurite Scorpions. You want to get what you can off of that. You want to try to regenerate the Azurite Scorpion by bouncing it or maybe cycling through another set of excavations. Velrock Windblade is in this deck. It used to be a Meta Tyrant that got nerfed. It's still a really, really good card. So that is important there. And you want to try to make sure that you activate it as quickly as possible when you do have it. Sonya Water Dancer is in this deck. You get multiple uses of her breakdance ability. Not her breakdance ability. She gives you the ability to get multiple breakdances and other things, so you could hopefully maybe cycle through your excavations earlier. And of course, you have Tess as a finisher. Self-explanatory. You play a lot of random stuff. Tess plays it all back. So the way to think about this deck, in my opinion, is you don't really have a win condition. Your win condition is that you're generating a win condition. You have to be able to think quickly with the cards you are given and kind of adjust your plan on the fly, more so than, say, a buff paladin or an insanity lock. Like those decks, they have a plan. This is the plans being presented to you. So enough about that. Let's go ahead and give this deck a try and see how it goes. All right, we are going to be playing game of Rogue here. Excavation Rogue. Let's see how it goes. The wheel is spinning. Looks like we've already found an opponent. Hopefully they're worthy.
Mael versus
We are facing a Druid. We have drawn a Frequency Oscillator, Velrock, and a Shadow Step.
Set sail for glory!
I am going to keep all of these. Maybe I should have thrown away the Frequency Oscillator to look for something like a stick-up. But a Frequency Oscillator is going to be good for when we need it later. Okay, we can play the Block Rock Shovel that we just drew. And swing face.
Beware my blade!
Most of the druids we've seen have been the ramp druid as of late, so we're hoping that we can get an edge on them early before they have time to play their Freyas and their whatnot. So they're going to coin out the 10th anniversary coin.
I smell
And
gold.
they're going to get a gold pinner out
waters.
right away, which good for them. We drew a Sandbox Scoundrel, which is not what we're looking for yet, so we are going to Frequency Oscillator. We're going to swing into the gold panel, and we're going to pass our turn. A pretty nice, even start to the game. They just played a Gift Wrap up and a Glacial Shard using my 2-1. And they swang into my face again. So they're at 29 health. I am at 28 health. I just drew a Cult Neophyte, which isn't the worst card, but we were really looking for something to generate our Velrock the Windblade. So let's go ahead and swing with the weapon. It's going to generate a 1-mana card. This time it's a water source. We can play that. That generated a Kobold Miner for us. We can go ahead and play that as well. We do have a Cult Neophyte, like I said, but I think we're going to save that. That generated a 2-cost Azurite Chunk. That should activate our Velrock if we don't have something to play with it sooner. So they're at 29 health with a 2-1 and a 3-2. We're at 30 health with a 2-1 and a 1-1. They play Frosted Frost Lotus Seedling, which is draw 1 card, gain 5 armor. They did not wait for it to be fully bloomed, so they now have 5 armor. We just drew a second Sandbox Scoundrel, words are hard. We are going to play our Azurite Chunk. We have a choice of Mech, Leaper, Raiding Party, or Floppy Hydra. I'm going to take Floppy Hydra, and we're going to play that. And unfortunately, it's a neutral, right? But we're still gonna weapon swing into the 2/1 with the face, and the mech into their other minion into the face, and we're gonna pass the turn. So they have 29 health for armor. We have 23 health. We have a 1/1 and a 2/4. They just played a Park Panther, which is gonna rush into our 2/4, giving them 3 attack and swing in my face. We have a breakdance here, which again is something we want, but we don't have the opportunity to really use it yet. We do want to take care of that panther, so we could do a couple different things here, but none of them are particularly wonderful. I'm going to swing into their face with my weapon and run. I'm going to swing into their face with the Kobold Miner. We're going to Shadow Step the Kobold Miner. We're going to play the Kobold Miner again. That generates our 3-cost card, which is the Motherlode Dragon, which we're happy to breakdance the Kobold Miner. We're going to run the breakdance into the 4/1, and we are going to run out the Kobold Miner yet again. That's giving us a Scorpion, and I'm going to play out the Neophyte to hopefully just prevent them from doing something that they might have already been planning on doing. Now, obviously, we wanted to save like the breakdances and the shadow steps for Velrock or something along those lines, but I think that we're just waiting would not have been good for us. So this is a better option, I think. So they just played out their Chia Drake and their Chia Drake Mini. We just picked up a preparation, which is interesting. We're gonna start off by playing the Sandbox Scoundrel, which makes our next card cost 3 less. And we have 6 cards in hand, so we can play the Azurite Scorpion without playing the threat. And we generated a Wrath, a Crash of Thunder, a Metamorphosis, and a Plague Grain. So those all cost 1 mana. We have 0 mana, so we can do a couple different things here. We can prep our spells cost 2. I don't hate here prepping out the Crash of Thunder. Because I want to keep them off the board. We then run our 3/2 into their 4/3 face, and we'll pass our turn. They have 28 health, we have 16 health. They have no board, we have a 1/1, a 4/3, and a 5/5. Also, good news, our Velrock is online. So they're going to play Malfurion's Gift. I'm undoubtedly looking for a swipe. They're going to swipe the Azurite Scorpion. 0 power and swing their face into the Azurite Scorpion, preventing me from actually getting an additional attack with it. Which actually is not the worst thing. We just do a Greedy Partner, but we have no activators for it as of yet. So I'm going to go ahead and play the... I don't have a ton that I'm already planning on doing, so we're going to play the large Sandbox Scoundrel, not the mini. And that's going to make our Velrock cost 0. We're going to spin Velrock into the face. Then we have options of Saddle Up, Void Shard, and Trial by Fire. I don't hate any of these. I do think I want to take Saddle Up because I actually have some minions on the board, and that makes things a little bit more interesting. So we can actually really try to go all in here and make something. So we can play our Sandbox Mini, which our next card costs 0. And we can play the Azurite Drake. We can play the next Sandbox Scoundrel to make the card cost 0. And then we'll play Saddle Up. We'll swing all 4/2 and pass the turn. So they're at 17 health. We have a 1/1, a 3/3, a 4/2, a 4/3, a 1/1, and a 4/3, all of which have the Saddle Up Death Rattle. They're playing 5, the Southern Sun, and Cactus Construct. and they're going to swing and they're going to swing into the Velrock, thus generating a 1/1. We now have, let's see, we just picked up Tess. I think a good opportunity here is going to do, we're going to play our Wrath. We're going to do 3 damage to Wendy. We're going to do 3 damage to Phi. We're going to cast Metamorphosis. We're going to do 5 more damage to Phi. We are going to run our 4/3 into Phi, so therefore they did not get any extra healing off of that. We're going to run the 1/1 into Phi. We now generated a Coppertail Snoop. We also generated a Jewel Macaw before. And we're going to play Plague-Rain. We're not going to play out Greedy Partner. There's no need to. So we're going to swing phase with everything else we have. And they are now at 11 health. We are at 19 health. We have a 1/1, 1/2, 4/2, 4/3, 3/2, and 4/3. Most of them have death. Half of them have death rattles that generate another beast. They're going to Dirty Rat. They got my Greedy Partner. That's a good reason why we kept the Greedy Partner instead of playing Tess. They played out their Mammalia. Break there. So I have generated. Let's see. I have generated the 3/4 in the Spirit of the Badlands. I now have a 2/2 Mech Leaper. We have the 4/1 Sandbox Scoundrel, and that's it. We just generated a Bloodrock Company Shovel. So we can actually, we'll swing into, we'll metamorphosize into the 2/1. We're going to, what do we do here? We can equip our Bloodrock Shovel.
Beware my blade.
We can swing.
Do not
we can send our minions face, which leaves them at 2 health. And I'm going to play Tess just because why are we not going to play Tess? So we got Plague Rains. Our turn hasn't ended, so even though we have no mana, something's happened. Everybody gets saddle up again, crash the thunder, then finish the game. I know I should remember what is in my tests. I usually do, especially with so many things. Sometimes you'll remember key things, but it's never been my strong point. I don't usually keep track of every little thing. I'm sure there's a mod that does it or whatnot, but it's just, you know, it's fine. So we were able to pick up a victory there. So let's go ahead and finish up the show. So you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Tito Santana HS. I will be providing links in the show notes to donate to the Trevor Project through AG. I will also be providing the deck code. Thanks again to Blizzard and AFG for giving me the opportunity to give away this bundle. The rules to getting entries into the drawing on June 29th at 10 p.m. will also be in the show notes. Remember, you do not have to be there. You just have to have entries. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that has given me feedback. And once again, Blister Guy and Dragon Rider, who have been very, very helpful the last couple weeks. And as well as anybody that's been hanging out in the stream this week. We've gotten some new members of the community. It's been a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, I'm done talking. Have a great day.